Hello yogis, welcome to your channel of free yoga. My name is Trishy and today we will be practicing heart openers to welcome the rejuvenation of spring. You will need a couple blocks for your practice or stacked books or a blanket and towel. Begin in a comfortable seat, cross legs or sitting on a block. Begin to ground through your sits bones, breathing deeply. Breathe into the lower body, gradually rising up to the higher body, and then exhaling out. Begin some seated spinal circles, rolling through the spine and neck. Inhale as you roll forward and exhale as you roll back. Now change directions. Inhaling as you roll forward and exhaling as you roll back. Come center and begin doing some seated cat and cow, rounding on the exhale and extending on the inhale. Grab your blocks and we'll come into supported fish posture. Place the first block parallel to the long edge of the mat and the top block parallel to the short edge of the mat. Place the first block right in between your shoulder blades as you lay your head down on the second block. Legs can stay bent, feet on the ground or straight out in front of you, or together in bound angle pose. You can either stay here or lift your arms up over your head for an even more intense heart opener. Breathe deeply into your front body as you inhale and exhale. If you had your arms overhead, slowly exhale and release them down to your sides. Bring your knees together and roll off the blocks, placing them to one side. Come to seated position for seated pigeon. Have your feet flat on the ground with your knees bent. Place your right foot flexed over the left knee, arms behind you. Lift deeply through your upper back. Inhale and exhale through your upper back and upper chest as you exhale deeply through the lower abdomen. Place your right foot to the outer edge of the left thigh. Sit up tall, bring your right arm behind you, lift up tall, and twist. Release the twist and we'll come to seated pigeon on the opposite side. Left foot flexed over the right knee. Arms behind you and lift through your back. Keep the left foot flexed to protect your knee. Inhale and exhale slow breaths. Extend your right leg out in front of you and place your left foot to the outer edge of the right thigh. Sit up tall and bring your arm behind you as you start a seated spinal twist. On each exhale, twist a little further. Release the twist and come into tabletop pose. Hips over knees and shoulders over wrists. Begin some cat and cow. Inhale, round the spine, and exhale, extend the spine. When you inhale, lift the crown of the head towards the sky. From here, we'll come into thread the needle. Right arm to the sky, then thread your arm underneath your body. Hips stay still. Come onto the left fingertips. So twists help to open the spine up so that you can go deeper into back bends. Come back to tabletop pose. Left arm to the sky, then thread it underneath your body. Hips stay still and come onto your right fingertips. Your hips will want to move over to the side a lot in this pose, so it's best to keep them over your knees. Come back to tabletop pose and take your first downward dog. Hips up and back, reach through the arms, shoulders away from your ears. You can paddle your feet if that feels comfortable. Three-legged dog, lifting your right foot to the sky, then coming forward into a low lunge. You can choose if you want your back toes curled under or not. Lift your arms up, keep your lower abdominals tucking in to protect your lower spine. Knee over ankle. Interlace your fingers behind your back and extend through your heart. Hands to the mat and step back into downward facing dog. Walk your hands to your feet and bend your right knee or both. Lift the left arm to the sky. Now bend your left knee and lift your right arm to the sky. Walk back into downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up to the sky, then step your foot in between your hands. Knee over ankle and back knee down. For low lunge on the opposite side. Lift your arms up to the sky. Exhale and interlace your fingers behind your back with the more awkward thumb on top. Lift through the upper spine. Place your hands on the mat and walk back into downward facing dog. Walk your hands to your feet, bend your knees, and grasp opposite elbows with your hands. Let your spine dangle long. Breathe deeply into the spine. This always feels very good on my upper back and into my neck. Come to kneeling with your hips off your heels. Stay on your toes and extend through your hip flexors. Bring your hands to your hips and take a back bend in your upper back. Then bring your hands into prayer position. Keep your neck elongated. Come back to center. Hands down to the mat, and step back into downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up to the sky and step it in between your hands. Right knee bent over your ankle and back foot at a 45-degree angles. Stand up, square your hips, and raise your arms over your head. Keep your abdominals tucking in. Bring your fingertips to the ground in front of your right foot as you raise your left foot to the sky for standing splits. Squeeze into your glutes as you lift your left leg higher. From here, we'll transition into half moon. Bring the weight into your right foot. Right hand as you open your hips and body to the left side. Feel free to place a block under your right hand for stability. When you feel balanced, feel free to raise your left arm up to the sky. Come back to center and step back into downward facing dog. Roll forward into plank pose, and then lower your knees, chest, and chin and come onto your belly. For Sphinx, place your elbows, forearms flat on the ground in front of you. Bring your shoulders onto your back body and extend through your legs. Also talk to your dog if it happens to be there. Inhale and exhale into your heart center. Keeping everything where it is, bend your right knee and catch a hold of your foot and pull it towards your glutes for a quad stretch. Feel free to flip your grip if that's possible. Release. Bend your left knee, catch a hold of your foot, and pull it towards your glutes for the opposite quad stretch. Ground through your forearm and hand. And release. Windshield wiper your legs back and forth. Lift up and back into downward facing dog. Lift your left leg to the sky and place it in between your hands for warrior one on the opposite side. Left knee bent over your ankle and back foot at a 45-degree angle. Square your hips and raise your arms overhead. Lift through your upper back. Extend through your fingers. Inhale and exhale. Bring your fingertips to the ground out in front of you for standing splits on the opposite side. Raise your right foot to the sky. Transition into half moon on the opposite side. Bring the weight into your left foot, left hand as you open your hips and body to the right side. If you feel balanced, raise your arm to the sky. Inhale and lift a little higher. Exhale, walk back into downward facing dog. Walk your feet to your hands. Lift halfway up. Exhale, fold forward. Bend your knees and rise up. Bring your hands to Anjali Mudra, prayer position in the center of your heart. Inhale and exhale slowly through the nose. Feel centered. Bring your hands to your hips, ground through your right foot, and lift your left foot either to your inner, lower, or upper leg into tree pose. Keep your hands in prayer position or lift your arms to the sky. Focus your gaze on something stable in front of you. Inhaling and exhaling slowly to maintain balance. And release. Ground through your left foot, lifting your right foot to the lower leg or the upper thigh for tree pose on the opposite side. Arms in prayer or above your head. Slow, steady breaths. Inhale, exhale, release. Arms up to the sky, then fold forward. Lift halfway and step back into downward facing dog. Breathe deeply. Roll forward into plank pose and roll to the outer edge of your right foot, stacking the left foot on top, arm to the sky, into side plank pose. Stay here or lift your left leg up, placing it behind you. Raise your hips to the sky, coming into Wild Thing. Arms can lift up behind you. Elongate the tailbone to protect your lower back. Come back center, downward facing dog. Roll forward into plank pose. Lower knees, chest, and chin. Windshield wiper your legs. Push through your hands and lift into cobra. Lower back down. Downward facing dog. Let's try that flow to the opposite side. Come forward into plank pose. Roll to the outer edge of your left foot, stacking your right foot on top, arm to the sky. Stay here or lift your right leg up and place it behind you. Lift your hips to the sky, coming into Wild Thing. Raise your arm over your head and elongate the tailbone. Come back center, downward facing dog. Plank, lower knees, chest, chin. Place your forehead on the mat and put your arms alongside your body. On an inhale, lift your chest and arms off the mat. You can stay here or lift your legs off the mat as well. Hold and breathe. Lower back down and make a pillow for your head with your hands. Windshield wiper the legs to release the lower back. Push up and bring your hips back into downward facing dog. Drop your knees to the floor and stand up on them. Hands into prayer position. Close your eyes. Balance. And get centered. Inhaling and exhaling through your nose. Sit back on your behind. Take a seat. Bring your left foot to the inside of your right thigh. Sit up tall. Inhale, raise your arms, and exhale, fold forward into head to knee. Inhale and exhale through your tummy. Come back up. Plant your left hand behind you and lift your hips to the sky in half wild thing. Elongate through your spine to open your chest. Reach your arm overhead. Come sit back down and we'll switch legs. Right foot into the inside of the right thigh. Sit up tall. Inhale, raise your arms above your head. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come back up. Place your right hand behind you and lift your hips to the sky for half wild thing on the opposite side. Elongate through your spine and open your chest. Reach your arm overhead. Come back to take a seat. Bend your knees with the soles of the feet touching in bound eagle pose. Take a deep breath. Sit very tall. Either stay here or fold forward. It doesn't matter how far you fold forward, anything is fine, even if you're folding forward nothing. Come back up and lay on your back. Bend your knees with the feet flat on the floor. Inhale and lift your hips and slide a block underneath your sacrum, coming into supported bridge pose. You can have whatever height the block that does not pinch your lower back. So it can be the lowest height or the middle height or the highest height, just as long as it's not pinching your lower back. Rest your arms down by your sides. Stay where you are, or extend your legs up to the sky and point your toes. Allow your legs to feel weightless and your top body very heavy. Lower your legs. Lift your hips and remove the block. Place your hips back onto the ground and take a moment to savor the grounding sensation. Bring your arms into a cactus shape, and with your knees together, drop your legs over to the left in a laying spinal twist. If your knees don't quite reach the ground, you can always place a block underneath them. Breathe deeply into the belly. Lift your knees back center and drop your knees over to the right and spinal twist on the opposite side. Breathe deeply. Bring your knees back center and take up some space coming into Shavasana. Lay your arms and legs on the mat, tucking your shoulders onto the back body. Release every muscle. Let your body digest the practice. Come back to your natural breath. Wiggle your fingers and toes, then stretch your arms over your head like you're just waking up in the morning. Roll to one side and use the strength of your arms to lift yourself up to a comfortable seat. Keep your eyes closed. Take a deep, cleansing breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Hands in prayer position. Thank you so much for practicing with me, yogis. I hope that you come back. Namaste. Have a great day.